welcome to I'll Knit With You. My name is Rebecca. You can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as Evil22. You can find our group on Ravelry as I'll Knit With You. Just search for that. You can find the show notes at illknitwithyou.blogspot.com, and you can email me at illknitwithyou@gmail.com. Yes, got them all right. How are you guys? You might notice the background looks a little different. My brother and all of his friends are not in my house today, so I am filming in the living room. And one of his friends is visiting and has brought a dog, so I don't know if Winston will show up anytime. He's over there lounging on the couch, so probably not. But you never know. If you see a dog jump in my lap, you'll know who it is. We have some new people, so let's talk about it. We have Maggie Lynn, who is Linda from Canada. We have Patty Sand, or Patty's and, or Patty Sand, I'm not sure, who is Patty from Alaska. We have Lavissa, who is Lori from South Dakota. We have Huntress 1327, who is Jennifer from Colorado. We have Sweet Donnie Brown, who is Dawn from Tennessee. We have Indian-GRL, so Indian Girl, who is Kia from Georgia. We have All That Cake Knit, who is Dorothy from Minnesota. We have Love 1718, who is Amy from Ohio, and OCK Knitter, who is Jerry from New Mexico. So welcome everybody to the show. I'll Knit With You. How have you guys been? I have been pretty good. Okay, so I have wanted to like Indian food for a long time, but every time I go, the food is always too spicy for me. And I finally found something that I can tolerate, because I always want curry. Curry just seems like it would be really good, but the curry that they serve at the restaurant I go to starts at like a level 3 spice, and it's 3 out of 5, so that's pretty dang hot. So I can't eat that. But I tried tongue tack, or in English that is broken pot, and it is my new favorite. It's very, very good. It has eggs and green onions and the big flat noodles, and just lovely. Oh, by the way, we are now in segment Blather, where I just talk about my stuff, talk about my life. Next week, I am getting my wisdom teeth out on Tuesday. I don't think it'll affect the podcast, but I don't know, because I've never had my wisdom teeth taken out before. I posted a question on Instagram, and feel free to reply to it in the thread for this episode if you have some advice. I am getting completely knocked out because it's cheaper insurance-wise. It's kind of a weird situation. But I don't know, and I'm going to be off for like 2 days, and it would be a shame if I didn't get to knit. But I also don't know if I'm going to feel like knitting. Like, I might just be like, I've been knocked out for 2 days, I don't feel like doing anything. So we'll see. Winston's huffing and puffing over there. So we'll see. If you could give me any advice on post-wisdom teeth removal, like what did you do, how'd you feel, post it in the thread. I would love to hear about it. I'm stocking up on things like ice cream and pudding because they say soft, cold foods. I really enjoy ice cream mixed with peanut butter, which some people think is really weird, but it's really delicious. So I might do that so I can get some protein, although that's just like pure sugar. But, you know, I'm gonna have my wisdom teeth taken out. I eat sugar. That's the rule, right? As far as spinning goes, I haven't really gotten much farther on what I showed you guys a couple weeks ago. I just haven't had time to spin. Like, life has been crazy, and we'll get to that more in a minute. But on a kind of a random note, I discovered, okay, so there's Vintage Rose who sells stitch markers, and they're completely beautiful. And I saw on the Mustache podcast that they were wearing them on necklaces around their neck, on little lobster claws. And I was like, well, that is really cool. And I would love to have more money to order everything from Vintage Rose because everything she sells is beautiful. But I don't. So for Christmas, my mom got me this this origami owl necklace. You can see it's got little charms in it. Ooh, my teeth is so big. Okay. I've got knitting needles in there. See? Knitting needles and stuff. And my back thing says blessed, and I've got a cup of coffee and laptop and a couple other things. And then she got us these things that you hook on there. So, I've got pimples. I've got a little wing charm and a little owl charm. And then I had a third little lobster claw, so I just filled it up with stitch markers that I made myself. So that's pretty cool. Little happy stitch markers. So that's my kind of a workaround. Sorry, I'm like bouncing all over the place. This couch is really like, it's one that you sink into. So getting all the way up to the camera is kind of a stretch. It's so far away. I'm such a baby sometimes. But anyway, so I've been using that for stitch markers because I get to work. I get to work on my project sometimes and realize that I don't have any stitch markers with me. No, I do. And there's no way that if I held it up back here, you guys were gonna see that. Like, you can't see that, right? No, not happening. So I got kind of down on myself last week. I was just really stressed out and I hadn't been getting enough sleep. I hadn't been eating very healthy. And sometimes when you just beat your body up like that with stress and no sleep and not eating healthy, like your body just kind of retaliates by making you feel like crap. Like you're just like, I hate everything and nothing is gonna work out and I'm never gonna finish this stupid cardigan in time. And then you get sweet messages from Christy Rose on your Ravelry post saying craft at your own speed. And like, this is an obvious duh thing. Like, everyone knows you cannot craft faster than your own speed. But to kind of have someone say like, hey, craft at your own speed, and not like knit at your own speed or spin at your own speed. It was craft, and craft is a hobby, and a hobby should not make you feel defeated, you know? A hobby should make you feel accomplished. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna stop working on this cardigan because it's not gonna make me happy right now. And so, I haven't touched my cardigan since the last podcast. And I think I didn't even show it to you last podcast because there was no work done on it. So, okay, I do have some works in progress. We'll get to that first. So, I'm alluding to something that you can't see yet. So, as far as whips go, I have knit 2 miles this year. And I keep track of that on knitmeter.com. You can see a link to that and my spinning progress for the year on my profile page on Ravelry. Which, you just click my name. It'll take you to my project page. Profile page. And one of the things that have helped me get there, I mean, everything I knit has helped me get there, so, you know, whatever, are the Saloma slippers. So I have one done, and I am working on my second one. It's not near as far. It's just the baby slipper. And these are from my uncle who was in the hospital. He was recently diagnosed with cancer and chemo has been really hard on him. And so I wanted to make sure he had something there to comfort him. And he's a big Alabama fan. So these are kind of maroon and white. Like Alabama State color. So if you don't know the Saloma slipper, if you're like, that is not a slipper. That looks like a tiny purse. What happens is this is the top. This is the front, and this is the back. So when you put your feet in there, here's my toes, here's my heel, right? It stretches out to like foot size, and then this top part you can see kind of like covers up. Can you tell what's going on there? Does it just look like a... I could probably fit my whole arm in here. His feet are so big. So it kind of sits like that, like it's flat here, and then curves up to be the top of the slipper. It's really hard to show. But from this to that, basically. And the bottom becomes flat. A flat piece. So, this trying to make it even more confusing on camera, I'm sorry. But the Saloma Slippers is a free project. Free pattern, that's what I'm trying to say. It's a free pattern. And I really like these. I made a pair for my dad for Christmas. And, I haven't made a pair for myself yet, and I don't know why, because I really want one. So, I need to make some for myself soon. They're fun. Look at, they stretch so much. And that's because it's a 2x2 rib. That's pretty much the whole pattern is a 2x2 rib. And then the top part. So, it's very fun. They're called, some people call them pocketbook slippers. They look like a little pocketbook. So those are coming along. Okay. I have some FOs to show you guys. And I'm really excited because I haven't had FOs in I feel like a while. So I finished my socks that I've been working on for forever. Well, not forever, for a good month. And I finished them like March 31st at like, you know, late. And I really wanted to get them finished before March was over for the gratitude cow that the fat squirrel was doing. So there's my slippers. There's my socks. And they fit perfectly. They were a little big at first, and then I washed them and dried them because this is Patton's Croy, and you can do that. There's like stuff all over them. And that snugged them up a little bit, and they fit great. So I just did the pattern 2-up socks, that's not what I did. Toe-up socks with a difference. You can see the project on my page, on my project page. And I used Patton's Croy. And if you may notice, these are the rudest socks in all of history because, I gotta get back up here. This sock goes gray, red, brown, gray, or light gray, dark gray, red, brown, light gray, dark gray, red, okay? But then this sock does the opposite thing. And it goes red, dark gray, light gray, brown, red. Because I knit them from opposite ends of 2 different balls. Like, why did I do that? Like, I had 2 different balls. Why didn't I just knit in the right direction? No glue. So, frustration station. So, they go opposite directions. Like, there's the gray, but then you see the brown and the gray are on opposite sides. But, whatever. I'm happy. I made a pair of socks. 2 at a time. I don't think my next socks will be 2 at a time because I'd like to do more patterned socks. Vanilla socks are fun, but I don't know. I like doing really complicated socks because then I feel like it's more... I like the mindlessness of vanilla socks. You can just leave them in your purse and know that you're going to be knitting your next several stitches. But I really want to try an afterthought heel, even though I don't know if I agree with the idea of an unenforced heel because I'm really hard on my socks. We'll see. I don't know yet. I haven't cast on any new socks, but I thoroughly enjoyed knitting these socks. Look, they're so happy. Ah, they're trying to kill me. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm so sorry. I'm crazy. Another thing that I knit, it's called, okay, Pattern calls it, cover your ears if you've got little ones. They call it a ball sack. Okay? I call it a cake coffin because as you pull the yarn out, the cake disappears. So, it is a little bag or sack for your cakes so that when they get smaller, they get sucked up and they get squished together and they don't explode everywhere. So, it's really pretty and I really like it. It's kind of a lacy lace stuff. And the pattern is $1.50. And it's not that I couldn't have figured out what the pattern was. It's just that, like, you know, just because you can figure it out doesn't mean you shouldn't just buy the pattern and suck it up. And I like this. I have bought stuff like the yarn, the stretchy yarn things you put over like a store-bought. This isn't making any sense. I bought something similar to this at Joann's, but it was like a plastic, and it was more for like, you know, red heart sized skeins of yarn. So that's not quite what I wanted. This is great because it fits my little cakes, and I can make different ones, different sizes or different colors, and it makes it easier for me to pull out the top. It's very lovely. This is attached to my Solema slipper. Very nice. So, another thing that I did that was kind of already a finished object, but I kind of refinished it. If you've seen some of my older episodes, you've seen this struggle with the collywobbles and the fact that I made one too big, and then one of them is multicolored, and they're different sizes, and one of them is like just my boyfriend's size foot and not my size foot. So I washed them in the washing machine, and they felted up a little bit on the heel, and now they fit perfectly, and I wear them all the time. It does hide the collywobbles a little bit, which bums me out, but it almost looks like this interesting raised, I mean, you can still see them, but they're fuzzied up, so it's kind of harder to see them, you know? But I think I like the way they turned out quite a bit. And I've gotten a lot more use out of them, which is what I feel is the point of socks. Like, what's the point of having socks you can't wear? If you haven't watched an episode before, hi, welcome. Thanks for watching. But this one's kind of like the funky toe because I ran out of yarn. But I have, this is a Knit Picks wool, and I had some Knit Picks palette, which is pretty much the same thing, and just used a bunch of different colors with that. And then some other from the same line. This is that over here. But I like them. I like them very much. I also did some Hexie Puffs, you guys. So if you are a Hexie Puff knitter like I am, there is a thread called Strut Your Puffs, where you can just post pictures of your puffs. And I haven't posted these pictures yet because I haven't taken any pictures of these puffs yet. And if you're knitting socks, we are doing a sock along until the end of April. Post your pictures in the, we've got, if you don't know how to knit socks, we've got a sock planning thread. We've got a thread called Socket, which is for when you're working on your socks and you have questions. And then a finished sock, like an FO thread for socks, which is called the Finished Sock Parade. So put your socks all over the place so everyone can see them. And there's some really lovely socks that you guys have made. I'm so impressed. And I want to knit all of them, and I've added a lot of them to my queue. Let me talk about my queue for a second. I'm like really slouched into this couch. Hold on. I gotta sit up. Climb out of the couch. When I have spare time at work, I browse the pattern section on Ravelry, and I just add whatever I want to my queue. So my queue is more like a favorites that I intend to make, but not like I'm going to make this. I treat it more like a elaborate favorites page. Which means that sometimes I have like 8 or 9 pages of stuff in my queue. And then I go through and I'm like, oh, well, I already found the pattern of this that I wanted, so I don't need these other like 9 pairs of vanilla socks. I figured out the one that I like. But when I was getting really overwhelmed with my sweater, I was looking through my queue to like kind of like just look at the pretty things, Rebecca. But I was so overwhelmed because I want to make all these things, and actually making them takes so much time, and I just kind of freaked myself out. I don't know. It's like when you look at your bank, or it's like when I look at my bank account and then compare it to all the bills that I have, and then I'm just like, I should never spend money ever again because I should just pay bills and all this stuff, and I have to buy groceries and gas. Like, come on, Rebecca, this is irrational. You're being irrational. So, I'm obviously not a rich person, but that's okay, because sometimes if you're not rich in money, you're rich in happiness. I like to think that I'm rich in happiness. We are on a crazy tangent. Let me bring it back into focus. So, my goodness. So I have favorited some of your socks, and I will be knitting them one day. You know, some people say that they've been knitting for like 40 years in the group, and I'm like, you know what? I've got time to knit everything on my queue. We'll get there eventually. So I've been knitting Hexie Puffs. I showed you these 2 last time, but I'm showing them to you again for a reason. I buy the fat fiber box. I've gotten the last 2. And that is like a big sample box of just good indie fibers and indie dyers and stuff like that. And so they send you can get mini skeins or you can get fiber. I'm sorry, Winston, am I boring you? He's huffing and puffing over there. He's so cute. He sounds like he's grumpy, but he's not. He's a sweet dog. But anyway, you can get mini skeins or little like 1 or 2 ounce things of fluff, or more depending on who's doing it. And these were some that I had gotten before. You can see all the information on my Hexie Puff page. I'm very diligent about putting everything in there because I add it all to my knit meter, and then I knit them up. I have something on my face. Sorry. Sometimes what I do is I'll just add all the mini skeins that I get from my fat fiber box to my beekeeper's quilt, even though I haven't knit them all yet. So maybe my knit meter is a little bit of a liar, but with intent to knit. I don't really have that many, so I think it's fine. But I knit these 2 last time. Okay. Yes, I knit these 2 last time. They're cute. But then I made a, like, if they fell in love and had a kid, it would look like this. And this is my new puff. This is why I'm showing it to you. So this was actually my unfinished puff last week, and I was like, I shouldn't even finish a whole Hexie Puff. I'm so miserable. But I finished it. It's fine. I got over myself. Sometimes I just get a little caught up in stuff. So Then I decided I wanted to knit Hexie Puffs from the stuff that I had spun from my Fat Fiber box. And I'll do my best to remember the names for these fibers, but not all of them had names. So this was Loch Ness, and it's got blues and greens in there. And I did not wash this mini skein after I spun it. And I kind of regret that because this one and this one both kind of have like this weird look of unspun yarn being knit up. And it's almost like twisty. I don't know. So that alone has definitely encouraged me to wash my mini skeins, even though they're just mini skeins, because it makes them look so much cleaner and nicer. Like if it's hard for you to see, the red one was straight, but this one was all kinky, and so like it almost looks like stuff is twisted around. So this one, something to do with zombies. It's in the Beekeeper's Quilt page. There it is. It's lovely. And then this one I only remember because it was a really difficult thing to say. Suze's Svinderheim. And it knit up really pretty too. And this is all fiber that I got to spin. This was not mini skeins. So I really liked these. So these are my puffs so far for April. I already have 4. 42 puffs. So that's going really well, and I'm really excited about all those puffs. I do not have any stash, which is both sad and awesome, because yay for me for not spending money, and boo for me for not getting a new stash. But I got this. This is kind of stashy, you know. It's for my stash. I'm putting everything in my big old box. Now, you may have recalled me saying that when we hit 100 members, I would draw for a name. And we are at 109. Oh my gosh, you guys. What is going on? People are joining my group like crazy. I love it. So I'm going to random number generate and tell you who won. So 1 out of 109. 1 out of 109. I'm going to generate. And I got 68. And 68, I print out the list of everybody. 68 is hard to read. Limcall, who is Linda. I will show you her name. 68, right there. Oh wait, right there. So if you are this person, Linda, please, please, please send me a Ravelry message so that I can talk to you about your prize. Your choices are, oh my gosh, I'm sorry, I'm just like hopping around all over the place. Your choices are a skein of yarn that I pick and send to you. And it'll usually be based off something near the top of your queue. A free pattern, or not a free pattern, a gifted pattern from me to you. If you've already got enough yarn and you don't really want anything in the mail, totally good choice. Again, I will pick something from your queue. You can make a wish list on your queue, and if you guys haven't done that, you totally should. It's whenever you're going to add something to your queue, and if it's purchasable, you get this little checkbox that says like add to my wish list. So do that. But if not, I'll go through there and find a pattern and work something out with you. Or you can get a care package. And our last winner was Bella Leah. What number is she? She's 50, that's right. And in her care package, I'm going to tell you a little bit about it because I was really excited about it. Since we're getting close to Easter, I filled it up with Easter grass and then hid a bunch of stuff with the Easter grass. So there was some Easter candy and a book and a movie, but not like a brand new movie. It was like an older movie based on her preferences. And then I put some of the stitch markers I made in there, and you know, just a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But nothing. You won't get yarn in a care package because you're saying I've got enough stash, I've got enough patterns. Just award me with lovely things. So let me know, and if you pick care package, there'll be a little questionnaire that I give you so that I can kind of figure out what to get for you. If you know you want yarn but not something based on what's in your queue, we can talk about that too. So again, that was number 68. Who's Linda? Who's Limicol? I don't know how to say it. I'm sorry. So get a hold of me. And I just want to remind you guys one more time. Strut your puffs. And also do a sock along with us. And if you just knit socks and you're like, oh, I didn't know you were doing a sock along. It started in March and it runs through April. Any socks you knit, even if you weren't intending for them to be for this, post them in the finished socks parade. I would love to see them. And I feel like this has been really short. I'm really sorry. But that's really all I have to talk about. Socks, slippers, puffs. I thought Winston was going to come over here. I've been more distracted by the dog than anything else. But I will see you guys later. Have a great one. I'm Rebecca. You can find me everywhere as Evil Twin 2. Or also, I'll Knit With You on Ravelry is our podcast group. I'llKnitWithYou.blogspot.com is the blog for show notes, which I am pretty good about getting on there. And then you can email me at I'llKnitWithYou@gmail.com if you don't use Ravelry, you just want to say hey. So remember, if you're out on a bright, sunshiny day, go inside and watch my podcast. No. Turn on my podcast, put on some earbuds or headphones or however you do it. And I'll knit with you. Bye, guys. This is Winston. Oh, he's so cute. He's my he's my friend Derek's dog. And he is very handsome. And he just wanted to come say hi. And apparently lick me all over. Yay!